Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Fred Opens Boosters. I guess that's what we're calling it. On the last episode, I opened up a big booster box of M15, and it was kind of a dud. Not a whole lot to be expected from that set anyway. I have something a little bit more interesting this show. I came into the possession of two Portal Second Age booster packs. Now, these were the second attempt from Wizards to do a beginner set. They still had the base slash core sets, but with Portal they tried to make like a simplified version of Magic to get people into the game. As a result, there's some cards in here that have there's no instant in the set. It's just creatures, lands, and sorceries for the most part, and even lands. I think it's only basic lands. It was just to teach you the fundamentals of Magic, but they have some weird ones where there's sorceries that have effectively an instant clause on them, so you can play them only on your opponent's turn. The value in the set comes in that there are some cards in here. A lot of these have been reprinted since, but there are some cards in here that only appear in the Portal sets. And there are cards that are effectively name swapped versions of regular Magic cards, which are very useful for Commander EDH. There's the big one I think is Temporal Manipulation, which is just 5 mana blue, take an extra turn, so it's a time warp, but it has a different name, so you can effectively have 2 time warps in your deck, which is actually of huge value. Set has 45 uncommons and 35 rares. Most of the value is limited to a couple of the rares. But there's no foils, there's no R1, R2. It just seems like a pretty flat distribution. So effectively, each one of these packs is a 1 in 35 chance at a Temporal Manipulation. Some other cards of note are Norwood Priestess, Goblin Lore, Sea Drake used to be a good one. One of the commons is also Sleight of Hand, which has great art in this set. I don't know if it was ever reprinted, but they are, I believe, Black Border as well. So we're gonna open these packs and see if we can pull anything of value, and if not, it should just be fun to open up. So let's go. Let's go with pack 1 right now. I believe they're in common, uncommon, rare order. I don't think the water or the symbols had color coding at the time, so they should all just be black. So Lava Axe, everyone knows Lava Axe, do 5 damage, no big deal. Muckrat's a 1/1 for 1, that's probably trash. 3/3 for 4. You can see how basic a lot of these cards were. They even had to separate the flavor text from the ability text, of which this card has none, just to make sure people understood it. I think they actually underestimated how smart people were. Goblin Glider, I do believe this was reprinted later on. Garbage again. Lurking Night Stalker. Looks like it should have Shadow, right? It looks like it rejected Tempt to start. And it has a gun, which is very uncharacteristic for Magic, which I kind of like. Extinguish. Yeah, this is one of those sorceries. And it has, if you could see up here, I don't know if they're all like that, but misprinted mana symbol. So that's I got to look into that actually, make sure they're all like that. Play Extinguish only in response to another player playing a sorcery. That sorcery has no effect. So it's a 2 mana counter target sorcery. So really, it's not even as good as any counter spell in Standard right now, basically. So, but if that is a misprint, that's an interesting one to have. But also, just it's an interesting card. Norwood Archers 3/3 with reach before reach had a name. Righteous Charge, all of your creatures get +2/+2 until the end of the turn. Also, crap. These have been all of these have been reprinted. Volcanic Hammer is a sorcery speed lightning, not bolt, but 2 mana lightning bolt. I forget the name. Lightning Strike. So if you have a burn EDH deck, I guess maybe, but probably not. Bargain. An opponent draws a card, you gain 7 life. This is an interesting one. I love the art on this. I think this is an uncommon. I think we have hit the uncommons, but I'm not sure. I don't think this effect has been printed anywhere else. Giving your opponent cards in exchange for life is interesting. I don't know if it's very viable. There's probably some combo out there somewhere with it. Ogre Arsonist. When Ogre Arsonist comes into play from your hand, destroy any one land. So a really crappy Avalanche Rider. But once again, I don't think this has been reprinted anywhere, so useful if you have a land destruction theme in a commander deck. Blood Curdling Scream. Any one creature gets +X/+X until the end of the turn. It's a Howl from Beyond. I think we might be at the rare. No, maybe in one more uncommon. Talus Researcher. On your turn, before you attack, you may tap it to draw a card. That is an expensive card, but it is a wizard, and it draws cards. So that might even see play that I don't know of in older formats. And that is going to be the rare, I believe, because there is a swamp and a mountain. So we know that there are 2 basic lands with kind of cool art in the back of these packs. So that'll be my rare. I'm going to guess that these 3 are uncommon. It could only be 2 uncommon. I'm not sure. So I'm guessing that this pack is not great. Let's look at pack 2 and see what we got. So let's pull these lands out right there. So we have Goblin Mountaineer, 1/1 Mountain Walk. I think we've seen that before. Windsail. Any 1 or 2 creatures gain flying until the end of turn. Garbage. Alaborn Grenadier. Where exactly is Alaborn in Magic lore? I don't know. 2/2 for 2 with Vigilance. Also crap. Raise Dead. We all know that card. Cool art on this one though. Nature's Lore. Search your library for forest and put that forest into play. Shuffle your library afterwards. I don't know if this has been reprinted or not. What's interesting about this is based on the wording, I'd have to look at the Oracle text. You can get any forest. It doesn't say basic forest. It might have been errated since, or a newer printing clarified that. The language on these cards tends not to be what the proper cards go with. But that could be an interesting EDH pull. Goblin Piker, love it. Path to Peace, destroy any 1 creature. That creature's owner gains 4 life. Crappy Swords of Plowshares. 2/1 for 2, nothing. Ogre Berserker, are we in our uncommons yet? No, this is still a common. 4/2 haste for 5 mana. Renewing Touch, choose any number of creature cards in your graveyard and shuffle them into your library. That feels like something that's been printed before. If not, it's an interesting card. I guess you can deck your opponent with it or something like that. I don't know. Armored Griffin, this I think has definitely been reprinted, and I like that it's basically like a Yorkie owl butterfly with armor. Yeah, good look at that pack. Can't really focus in there. Last uncommon, Armored Galleon. Armored Galleon can't attack unless the defending player has an island in play, so utter garbage. Last card is Ancient Cravings. Draw 3 cards, lose 3 life for 4 mana. Now this is interesting. This used to actually be a somewhat valuable card, couple bucks, nothing crazy. It was one of the ones that you would open the set for because it only existed in the Portal set up until the printing of M25, which just came out, and I believe it's a rare there. So now the value of this tanked. However, I think some people may still want this card for the older art. So definitely, and I think it's identical to the modern printing because it's still a sorcery and all that. So decent rare to own if you didn't have any, but now that with the new printing, it'll probably be everywhere. You probably get it for $1. So those are the 2 Portal Second Age packs that I opened. Nothing worth writing home about, but fun to open. I love looking at these old sets and some of the stuff that Wizards tried in the past to get people into Magic. So with that, we'll try to open maybe some more of these in the future. Looking towards, value-wise, I don't think this is the set you want to go with.